Welcome to Reverend Patty's Inspiration Station. Now more than ever, we need the presence of the inner ticker of life, the Holy Shekinah Spirit, to awaken, nurture, and direct our steps. We are spiritual beings walking in a world bombarded by rapid changes. Jesus said, "Pick up your mat and walk, and come and join me, beyond the pulpit and into the garden." Hello, kindreds. Welcome to our latest podcast, A Father's Love. Recently in a vision, I saw a rose-colored hue mist wrapping around me. I took this as a sign of God's love for me. As my friend Hiram explained, the good Lord really knows you much better than you think you know yourself. If you really knew how much God loved you, it would melt your heart as wax, and you would become overwhelmed by His goodness and mercy because of how well, positive, and sufficient God the Father finds you in His Son, Jesus. When I think of the Father's love, it reminds me of David's journey. He really knew the designs and eternal plans of God for him. David started out as a humble shepherd. He slew a bear, a lion, and a giant. David became king and made a lot of mistakes. Yet his love for God went deep. When I wake up, you are still with me. That's comfort. That's hope. That's love. David was daydreaming a reality of God's heart about him, and he was able to see God in him with the eyes of his heart. He learned to tap into the heart of God that contained God's original plan for his life. Paul said, "I pray that my heart will be flooded with light, so that I can understand the confident hope you have given to me as one called a holy child with a rich and glorious inheritance." Please take a moment of silence and quiet your thoughts about yourself and your circumstances. Right now, the Father is blowing His breath upon you to remind you that you are completely covered and immersed in His love. His love encompasses every part of your being, and no area remains untouched by His presence or power. You are wrapped in His love. Feel the warmth? If you are in need of a healing, send His love to all areas of your body. God is healing you right now through His love. You just have to accept it. It's there for the taking. I accepted His love when I wasn't looking. While on a spiritual retreat at the end of the weekend, all in attendance stood in a circle, holding hands, reciting the Lord's Prayer. There was such a flow of power and love, it was overwhelming. I felt God's love in that circle, and it changed my life. I pray it will change yours as well. Here is today's closing prayer. Jesus said, "The Father's love is what sustained and released me from the tomb. His love went with me wherever I walked." It's all about love and mercy. When you bring in the love, you bring in the Father. When you bring in the love, you bring in healing, all in my name, amen. Thanks for tuning in to Reverend Patty's Inspiration Station podcast. Sign up for free to subscribe to my newsletter and follow my podcast at sacredwalkhome.com. Remember who you are, and wherever you roam, you are not alone. He is with us always. Until next time, from one spiritual gardener to another, plant you and dig you later. Amen.